It's been a long road since the original kicker christened that first pickup truck. Oklahoma has always been a hotbed for musical talent, and Stillwater just added to that legacy. Steve Irby essentially invented the full-range mobile audio enclosure market when he built the original in 1980. That kicked off a car audio renaissance, and upgrading your music in a vehicle was a requirement. We followed and supported enthusiasts who sweated over unbelievable audio systems to recreate perfect mobile sound. America's music machines became living loud over your passion, your emotion, your existence. From boats to motorcycles to side-by-sides, we still follow you wherever your music takes you. Outdoors or on the open road, Kicker provides the rhythm to your life.
I still haven't figured out how to actually hit. I got a little backfeed from your speakers there, sir. But I haven't figured out how to when you know how when you comment, you can hit that button and only comment for myself.
Yeah, you can't do that.
I'm grayed out. Yeah,
I don't think you. That's right, and I think it's got something to do with because it's not a page. Now, if you were to go create a page for yourself, that's what I did because I run out of space for friends. I went and created a page, and that is actually what comments as me.
I got you. I understand.
But I'm not sure. But I think that's the case.
Hey everybody, how you guys doing tonight? Dan, David, Billy. Oh, duh, you're in here. Jason, everybody else. Sorry.
So, Jimmy, how was your show, man? Heard it was awesome.
I had a great show. I really did. Hey, Pippin, how are you, sir? It was a great show.
Yeah, I made that graphic early this morning because I had a busy day, and so it got a lot of feedback. I mean, that got a lot fast.
It did. It was a big show.
Yeah, cool. Dan Current, they cutting his OnlyFans page off.
Yeah,
he's not gonna be able to do it at the end of the month, I think.
I know. I'm gonna lose a lot of revenue off that.
All right. Right.
As if somebody would pay my old ass to see me. I'd probably make like 32 cents.
There's some freaks out there. Hey, did I tell you one time I was a bartender? Did I tell you about that?
No, I'm scared.
I worked a 13-hour shift, and guess what my tips were?
What's that?
50 cents. I realized that bartending wasn't for me.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. Floating babies. Pippin said,
right? Yeah, I'll go in with you on that, Pippin.
It doesn't necessarily have to be naked, does it? Can I make like a fans only page and it just be something stupid watching me walk around at work all day? Does it have to be naked?
It could. I don't know. I've just heard of it. I've never actually been to it, but maybe I should just go to it and see.
I don't know. Dan, you're a frequent visitor there. Why don't you tell me?
Yeah. So, hey, guys. So, a little bit later, we got Brandon Buck coming on. Brandon Buck from Audio Anarchy is going to come on with us. And he got a new store open up over there. And it's really nice. So, he's going to come on and show us some pictures of it and all that stuff.
Absolutely. I'm trying to start Dad's podcast. That's funny, Dan. Oh.
Dang, it's my old buddy Keith Payne. Keith, I've come by the shop, man. I know 10 times. You must have moved out, man.
We talking about Lowe's tonight?
Right? What about Lowe's, Jimmy? What's up with Lowe's? Hey, Gary Broadwater, old friend from high school, man. It's good to see you.
I got a little bit of Lowe's. I like to play the Lowe's. Yeah, I can play anything from 20 and above.
Well, cool.
I need to go out there and
still can't quite get that hurricane class, huh?
Oh, I can do it. I can get a hurricane class for sure. Yeah, me and Jamie would battle with that class, I think. But
y'all be replacing woofers.
I told you beginning of the year, I'm going to start running in the lanes.
Are you?
Yes, sir.
That's cool.
It's
Hey, Colby.
it won't be at every show, obviously, but every once in a while, I'm gonna play a little bit.
Right? We need to
Just
put
to have
big
fun.
Base Wars wrap on your vehicle, man.
We could do that.
Yours and Jordan's and whoever else might come up with one.
We could definitely do that. I would. I'd be down for that.
That'd be cool.
They have it sitting out in front of the tent playing. With just the doors playing while I'm in there running the meter and stuff. That'd be pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
Bass doors wrap all down the sides.
Right. Find us a good artist and let them create us some cool graphics.
I like the artist we have right now, actually.
Oh no, our artist is bad. For something like that, we need a special artist. Right?
I kind of like the logo that you have behind you, though. Wow,
Yeah,
you
well,
see
see, I didn't do that
the
though. I would
camera?
love to claim that. But
Why is the camera messing up there? I don't even have the green screen up tonight, and it's still turning.
I bet you have it on. It's just not up.
Probably.
Go to your settings and put green screen to none. When you choose which one, choose none. I did that. Remember, I did a show, and I think it was actually Jamie's vehicle, Jamie Biodrowski's vehicle, come through, and his is green, and it was
There it is.
disappeared.
Yep, that's it. All right, that was exactly it.
Yeah, I've done that. Done that before.
I'm working on a rear window sticker now. Nice, Dan.
All right. Ooh, don't even bring up decals, man. I got to get to work.
You need to come play with us, Pippin. I really would love to see you get in the lanes.
Does Pippin have a vehicle?
Yes, he does. And
I don't think I've ever met Pippin.
I'm pretty disappointed I did not get a demo this weekend, Pippin. I'm just gonna say it.
Is he a 112 guy that hits 70 hertz, or is he a 2015s guy that hits 7 hertz?
I think he has, if I'm correct, I think he has 415s or 412s in his Silverado that slammed to the ground with air right on it. It's a very pretty build. Very pretty car and all.
He's a wealthy guy.
Yeah, he's got money.
Yeah.
Pippin's got all the money,
Right. What's he do for a living other than run the Midwest SPO shows?
That I honestly don't know.
He must have won the lottery or something, huh?
He's got a pretty active fans only page, I guess.
Oh, he's an OnlyFans guy. I got you.
Yep.
Okay. Well,
415. He said ex-wife gets it all.
Right.
Excuse me. He works in TI. Okay. Or IT, I mean, sorry.
Right. Dang, he's our guy. He can build our website.
We need to talk, Pippin, on the side for sure.
Right. When he loses at Twilight, he buys two.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, you did. Look, I'm just going to call him out right there on so everybody sees that he said that.
Right. So, hey,
What's up, Dominic?
Does Tony Wagner ever watch this show?
Yeah, he's one of my friends.
Yeah. You remember he wanted this, what was it, a member card from last year. Remember that? He wanted it for a long time. And then I moved and lost it. Guess what I found?
You need to definitely send that to me so I can give it to him.
I'll put it in the box next time I send you some stuff.
There's a lot of people actually wanting their old member cards, so we don't want to open that can of worms right now. But
I'll tell you what I'm gonna do here in a little bit. Good news, everybody! Trophies will likely be finished this week. Some of them gonna look different though. Not gonna lie.
Sorry that it has taken so long.
Couldn't source fabric. So the fabric that I used on the things they discontinued. Couldn't find anywhere. So I spent a little time looking for it. So a couple of them gonna look a little different, but anyway, should be this week. So what we need to do, Jimmy, is we need to ramrod maybe a special show or a show that would be big enough for everybody to come. and so that would limit my drive
You
across the
should have came
nation.
this weekend.
Right. I don't know if I could ramrod everything that quick, but
Kevin, just to answer your question, I believe Dan Horner hit a 71 or a 72, not a port score. So I
right.
think he would be the loudest down here so far.
I think that would loudest as in total overall.
He said in Missouri.
Oh, yeah. I think for us that might be the loudest. I'm trying to think who has done. I think that might be the loudest for us this year.
And he's sandbagging it because he's only running one amp in that, so he can stay in that class. But if he
Yeah.
was to actually put all the amps in there, it'd be a different story. But we got
Right.
Brandon backstage, though, if you didn't notice, sir.
Yeah. I see him. I see him, man. We're gonna bring y'all. This is Brandon from Audio Anarchy in Shreveport. This guy's smarter than the rest of us. So if he says something over your head, just wait a minute, let it sink in, and then ask the question, right? Hey, Brandon.
How you doing, man?
Good. You still at the shop?
Still at the shop. Still sitting
Right.
here.
Right. That's cool.
Y'all having a good show so far?
Oh, well, it's pretty boring so far. It usually is, but, you know,
It's us.
we decided to do it, so we just keep doing it. We just gonna bore everybody to death, right?
Absolutely.
So I heard you talking a little bit about was that a port score or a?
No, that
Somebody
was
asked for the loudest score to date for Missouri down in my area, and it's a 171 or maybe a 172. I can't remember, but that's not a port score.
I'll go. Do what, Brandon?
I said that's nice.
Yeah, I'll go and that spreadsheet that we have that's got the scores on it. I'll go and do another tab and just do it by loudest if that's not there. I don't know if it's there or not, but if it's not, I'll put.
He's a member. It's either under Team Directronics or Dan Directronics, one or the other.
Dan ETX.
Is it a big sub build or is it a purpose built SPL?
SPL purpose build.
Yeah.
Van?
No, it's actually a. I don't know if you know Hank Veach or not, but it's one of his old vehicles. It's like a truck from overseas.
Well, is that what they call a Terra, or is it something different than that?
No, not the Terra. That one's the. It's like a little small truck that I can't even think of the name of it.
I know Hank Beach. Didn't he have an S10 or something?
Well, it's like an S10, but it's not. It's like a. I can't even think. It's. Yeah, there it is. Steve said it.
Oh.
For right now.
Yeah, I never even heard of that.
Yeah, it's from overseas.
Is it one of those weird body things where they put all the batteries at the back of it and the body's jacked up?
Well, all the batteries are in the back, and it has a steel cage and everything. Well, a steel box in the bed, but the cabin is completely stock.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's crazy.
Minus the seats, I guess. I don't know if they're. I don't think they're stock seats, but that doesn't matter.
Right.
Yeah.
Stock windshield.
What's that?
Stock windshield.
No, he's got a double. Well, hang on. No, actually, for that one, I think it is just a stock.
That's impressive.
What did he peak at? Do you remember? You remember?
It's probably something way high, like 60 or 70 or something. I don't know, honestly.
Yeah. Well, cool. So, Brandon, those photos you sent me, I didn't really do anything with the photos themselves, but I did create another little something. Some of them were little, some of them were big, so it's just going to look a little bit pixelated. But anyway, I'm going to do this. We're going to play this right quick.
Okay.
So, y'all, this is Brandon's shop and some of his work right here in this little video I'm fixing to play you guys. I made a video out of it, Brandon.
Thank you.
So, Brandon, I know you probably haven't done this before, but when we play this, our microphones will be muted till it's over.
Okay.
Hi, Chris.
Yeah. So, y'all check this out. Yeah. So they were a little pixelated, but I didn't figure that out till about 6.
That's awesome,
Right?
Billy. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Great.
It
Yeah.
actually looks good.
Yeah.
You had some really nice quality builds there.
Appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man. Look. So I thought this is an audio guy, but you go over there, you don't know if it's a body shop. He putting hot rod motors on subwoofers.
I was just getting ready to ask, did you do that mural of Tupac, or was that brought in like that?
My airbrush guy did it. I did not do it myself. I do a little bit of airbrush work, but mainly it's stencil stuff and a little bit of shading. But he can do anything.
That's pretty nice, actually. I'm a big fan of Pac. That's why I said that. But yeah,
Yeah, that truck's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Tupac murals in it. One on the headliner, one on each of the front door panels, and then the one on the hood, and got one on the back too.
Billy, that might be our guy for our base force.
Right. But he does it actually by real paint. It's harder to do it on the graphics.
That's all painting, and the bulk of it is actually freehanded. He stencils some things every once in a while, like when he does an Audio Anarchy logo or something like that. The rest of the stuff he just draws.
Wow.
He's amazing.
Yeah, I don't have that ability.
I
wish I did, man. I wish I did. I can do artwork. Most of everything you've seen with Base Wars, other than that logo behind me, it's been me. But they're all real simple. They ain't nothing special, and that is annoying to me.
Yeah,
I'm not really good at the graphics arts. I can use the programs, but I'm not good at creativity.
Well, I'm not near as good as the programs as I used to be, but like, if I needed to do a Base Wars logo, I could do the logo. The artwork behind it, I'm not good at. So I can basically copy something somebody else did. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
See, that's me. I can copy and paste and reuse somebody else's stuff, but for me to do it myself, it's not happening.
Yeah. It's tough, man.
I am not the creative guy. That's true with my
come up with on my own is let's put it this way. I didn't send you any of those pictures, Billy.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, we just moved out of 4,000 square foot facility, and this facility is 18,000 square feet.
So where are you located at exactly, sir? Just for everybody that's watching us.
We're in Shreveport, Louisiana, northwest corner of Louisiana, up close to Texarkana. So I'm from East Texas, so we're just kind of this area. I've got. I got one building in Ohio and another one coming from Ohio in about a month. I've done some stuff out of Dallas, Houston, south, not to New Orleans, but around Lafayette. So we get some work in from out of state.
So any of you guys down there in that region or that area, make sure you go holler at him. He does amazing work. Everything that I've seen picture-wise looks really good, and it's pretty awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate that. And the only shop left in, I guess, this part of the world, or the state, that still does bass competitions. I've been doing them since 2014.
Right.
To keep the sport alive, because there's so many shops that just don't want to host them anymore. But I like them.
Well,
yeah.
I have to say that I think a lot of that is because they have to pay most organizations to be there.
Absolutely.
And, they don't see any turnaround or they don't see nothing back from paying an organization 2 to 5 to 8 or however much they charge to be there. They don't see no return in that. And it makes it hard for a shop to do, to take that loss, I guess. And chop into the advertisement.
There's so many of the guys that are competitors who are DIY guys. And they buy their stuff on the internet and they build it themselves, and so they don't really spend a lot of money in shops. I understand that. I still do get some business from some competitors, and it's not enough to warrant paying for shows, but the Base Wars format works great because I can still put on shows and I don't have to dump a bunch of money in.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm glad Billy has the format that he has, and has everything in place like it is, because it takes, a shop that's had a and I'm not going to call any organization out, but a shop that's been there for a while that's had a different organization run there for 2, 3, maybe 4 years in a row, and they've not seen any return. After a while, that shop can't keep taking that hit. So for somebody like us to kind of, I mean, I hate to be like that, but to come in there and to be able to offer you an organization where you don't have to pay money for it and you might get a little bit of return, but if you're not paying for it, what does it really matter?
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. And thanks, Brian. I appreciate you mentioning the shop. Yeah. I mean, I remember back in the '90s, and actually even into the late '80s, the car stereo scene, and I mean, it was big time. The manufacturers spent a lot of money on it, and then of course the organizations and shops spent a lot of money on it. I think the enthusiasm is still there, but obviously the internet has completely changed that marketplace, and I know a lot of shop owners are bitter about that. I'm more the kind of guy is you evolve or you dissolve. You got to figure out a way to please your market and stay in business. And
100%.
I've spent a bunch of money on shows that I promise you didn't make me a penny, but it supports the hobby, and supporting the hobby keeps the enthusiasm going. And in the grand scheme of things, it's going to come back around to you one way or another. The way I look at it, it doesn't have to be monetary.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're 100% right about that. The whole monetary value and to be able to get it back. The big shops can take a little bit of a hit like that for a while, but when it comes to the smaller shops, it's hard for them to do that.
For sure.
Well, and a bigger shop at some point is going to have to answer to somebody, hey, why are you spending this money? You're not getting us anything back for it.
That's right.
Ain't no return on the dollar,
I mean, they could use a little bit of it as advertisement and to be there, but yeah, I mean, it is.
Yeah.
Well, even as advertisement though, you got to sit there and say, okay, you can speculate on what you're making off of advertisement, and a lot of these guys are just saying, man, we're not making anything, and I get it if you're paying hotels and you're buying trophies or paying the promoter to come do the show, and I don't ask, of course, I don't ask for any money from them, but it's like laying out money, and these guys just won't do it anymore. And,
well, in that same defense, I can tell you from my personal experience, and I know Billy's experience is a lot more than I have. There's been quite a few shows where we've went and done, and we've taken a loss just to do that show because we're not charging you. We're not charging you $300 to $400 for a show that pays for our gas and our hotel room right off the bat.
Sure.
The only way we make money is by the competitors. And if, say for instance, if I spend $100 in gas, $200 on a hotel room for the weekend, and food, which most of the time I don't count food, but just in the gas in the hotel room, right there alone is probably $300-$400. And if I'm not charging you up front out of it, there's quite a few shows where I'm not making no money, but I do it because I love the sport and I love what we're doing. And I think a lot of people forget that sometimes.
And you're also building something, and you're not planning on, hey, this one particular show is never going to make me any money. You grow the thing as time goes by, it gets bigger and bigger. And when I first started, rather than having I bought a term lab, and I went to some car shows, and man, there was some times that I had like one, maybe two people in the lane the whole day, man. And I've driven 50 or 60 or 80 miles to this car show. For me, it was in my advertising budget, so it wasn't like I had to make a living doing it. But like I say, I've said it since the first time that I met Billy. I think he's going to take the world over with it as far as car audio competition. So
I feel like the other orgs will change and follow suit. That's what
eventually.
I think.
They're going to have.
Interesting. The first time I came over to Shreveport, it wasn't with you. It was another shop that's not there anymore, and I don't remember the name of it. But I had 4 guys. I came all the way over there, hotel room, and I had 4 guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. I remember the shop, and I think it was actually one of my guys that worked for me was one of the competitors that went over there.
Yeah, Charles. Well, no. I I do remember some of the competitors there, uh,
It was
and I have seen them. Huh?
Danny with a gold Camry.
So interesting you bring Danny up because Danny is the reason we no longer use that little Nerf ball. Danny has a Camry that doesn't have a dash. So I used to put the sensor inside a little Nerf ball. It actually made the scores read a little higher, but I did it to protect the sensor, right? So it was probably a foot round, but I come to to his car, and that dash starts at the windshield going down. I know where to put it up there. It rolled off. I was like, "Oh crap!"
Really?
Yeah.
Come home and took the sensor out of the ball, and we've just been using it without any cage ever since.
Well, and I think something else about your organization is the, I won't say lax rules, but there's not so many and so strict, and the guys get a little bit of freedom to do what they want to do in the lanes, and I think that the generation that we're dealing with now are not so interested in all those strict rules.
Well, and like me and Billy has talked about several times, I mean, why should we restrict you if you're louder on the dash than you are in the kick? Why should we restrict you from being able to play up there? If you're louder in the kick, then put it there. I mean, if you're louder on the center of the dash, if you're louder hanging it from the rear view mirror, we don't care. Why should we restrict you and make it at that point where you can't play where you're louder at? Because that's our rules.
I tell you what, it is so frustrating me to realize that how many competitors are programmed to think they need rules to adhere to.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I tell you, there's a lot of times where I get competitors from other organizations where I'm at, and they come and run with me, and they're like, "Where do I put the meter? Where's this? Where's this? I need a clamp. I need this. I need this." We don't have a clamp, first of all. Never will have a clamp. And I'm just answering you, Steve Herman. Never, never, never have a clamp. And we just, we don't care. Have fun. And that's kind of my biggest motto of Base Wars is we're bringing the fun back to the lanes. Yeah. And that should be our slogan, I swear. It really should.
If they'll take the fun.
It really honestly should be that way, is we're bringing the fun back to the lanes.
Well, and when you think about it, base competition, just the nature of the beast,
it's stressful.
There's not hundreds of thousands of dollars at stake. This is not something that you become a professional in and make a living for an entire life.
Right.
It's a fun sport.
Supposed to be.
It's a hobby. It's like that's the bulk of your competitors are just hobbyists. They're not professionals. And so you need to structure the organization to make those people happy because they're your customers. And that's how you win in business is you make your customers happy.
Well, I've competed for years, honestly. I've never won like any national championships, but I've competed for years.
Mm-hmm.
But I can honestly say I got tired of throwing the money and wasting all my free time that I had trying to chase them numbers.
Yeah.
At some point in time, it gets boring after a while. And that's why I like Base Wars because, Billy has created the, like I say, the music-friendly classes for all the people that like to sit out there and just demo and not play the burp classes or anything like that. Bring your vehicle over and just play it. Who cares?
Yeah, because you got a lot of guys, and I mean, I know a lot of them that are my age, that are old farts. They don't get the whole burp thing. They say, "Oh, well, I don't want to hear that." They just want to play music and see how loud it is. And Billy's got a nice structure there for those guys, especially in the old school class. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we got the Demo Dominator class for the guy that just doesn't want to get in the lanes, day and current. Or anybody else that, doesn't want to actually get in the lanes, but wants to sit over in the distance over there and demo all day long.
Right.
So So I don't think I've talked with you about this, Brandon. I mentioned it before, and Jimmy's heard it. But so sometime probably mid-year next year, because I'm trying to what growth that we're going to have is I hope done before this calendar year ends, and next year it just be Base Wars getting our feet under us, right? And
Mhm.
it'll also be me creating the Base Wars sound quality uh, what do you call division or whatever of it,
Right.
and it would and we will clamp those. There won't be as many probably people there, but we're going to make some clamp classes for the guys like Steve. Steve Herman likes clamp classes, so we don't knock him for it. We don't have anything for him right now, but I recognize it there, Steve, and Steve likes it, and so I'm going to create something.
Yeah. Well,
You know?
I wouldn't think that having a clamped SPL class wouldn't be a bad idea. I mean, because you got some guys that there's an element of competition in limiting the amount of power you use to make your number.
That is what a SQ guy is. They're about some science, man.
But I'll tell you right now, though, honestly, coming from an organization that clamps a lot and helping that organization run shows and to be that person out there constantly clamping every vehicle that pulls in,
Right.
that takes a lot of time out of a show.
That's
And
why we
you
don't
can't-
do it.
You can't do it by yourself. The way
But
Billy has it set up, I can go to a show, I can set up the tent,
Right.
I can do everything that I do by myself. I mean, granted, thank God I have my wife that is at 90% of my shows, but if I really had to, I could run a show by myself.
I bet Jordan has done 50 shows by himself. I know I've done
If
200.
if I have to clamp by myself and run the show, it would take twice as long. There would just be no way. We would have to cut off reruns, and at some point in time, the show would start losing the interest because of them clamp classes.
Yeah,
And
no,
that's why I disagree. I really like the way it is right now.
Yeah, we're not going to change the way this is, but when I do the sound quality, there won't be as many people I think that's going to want to clamp, and there's not that many sound quality competitors, you know. So I just think that'd be a natural fit. We'd have the time to clamp. I don't think it will blow. I don't think we'll see 50
Okay,
SQ competitors.
here's one for you, Steve. This weekend, and I've never seen this before in my life, but this weekend I seen somebody in another organization put a meter and a clamp in a competitor's car, and they blew his amplifier by putting that clamp in there.
Wow, I wonder how.
I'm not going to call out the organization, and I'm not going to say who it was, but they literally put the clamp and they put the probes and everything in there, and they blew his amplifier the second they put that other probe in there.
Huh.
So, I mean, at that point in time, there's a lot behind it, and that's weird to me. I've never heard of that or seen that before because I've clamped thousands of cars.
Yeah. Well,
I can't say
we don't
thousands.
do it.
It's probably been the same 100 over and over and over again.
Yeah,
but
I didn't want to do it for main reason is efficiency of one guy being able to do a show, but also you can kind of beat the clamp if you just really want to. If you're technical inside an amplifier, it's not too hard to beat the clamp. So
yeah,
I was
and
like,
we
if
want to
it's
say
not-
it. 2 years ago at USAC, 2019, there was a person there that was running that they called Ghost Power because they had went in
Right.
there and they had cheated on an amplifier and
Right.
they took.
it's not
I'm not
very
going to say
hard.
their name or anything, and I'm just going to say they took a 500-watt amplifier and they turned it into a 5,000-watt amplifier by
See,
cheating.
y'all are teaching me something here, man. I did not know this. Oh, wrong one.
Yeah, you
Uh,
never put them close. You put the positive up and the negative down. Always. They can't be right next to each other, and you have to watch which way they go. You're absolutely right.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I've never made that mistake. I guess.
That's brutal.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean that's definitely going to be an uncommon thing. But I mean, let's face it, when you got somebody in there monkeying around with somebody's equipment and poking,
Well, and say for instance,
there's
you
always
have
an opportunity to make a mistake.
this
you
is
have a
another.
gentleman that pulls in there with 15 amps and 15 different subwoofers, like Joe Price, for instance. It takes forever to try to figure out how to clamp that class. because there's 15 amplifiers and 15 subs. How are you going to clamp that?
Right.
Joe exactly knows how to do it, and I'm not talking about Joe. I'm sorry I said that, but his build, for instance. You got somebody that's pulled up in there that paid a shop to build their vehicle. He pulls up in the lanes. He don't know the first thing about his vehicle. He don't know where his power wires are. He don't know what's positive. He don't know what's negative. Anything. They got all the same color wires going in their build. How do you know that you're going to hook that probe up correctly? It takes you probably 15, 20 minutes to sit there and figure shit out.
There's an easy solution to that is if your build is not set up such that it's easy to clamp, you can't compete in this class.
Well, and
that's simple. I mean,
but then you're turning away competitors and you're hurting people's feelings and you're pissing people off.
Well, hey, rules are rules. Even when you don't have that many, that doesn't mean it's important.
Hey, when y'all was doing a lot of mecha over there, did they clamp those?
Mecha clamps pretty much everything, but
every class.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and like I said, I didn't like that about mecha, but I do like the idea of a clamped class.
Yeah.
Because again, it gives the competitor the incentive to create efficiency.
Right. I think it's really cool. It's just not for us. We can't take one guy and efficiently do it. And
no, I definitely understand that.
But
it's hard.
But we could take an SQ show that doesn't get nearly as many competitors.
But what are you going to do when you get to an SQ show and you got 30 or 40 competitors show up when you start growing?
SQ show that's not a final show would have 30 or 40. There's not very many of them.
I don't know that you'd see that many at a finals unless it was a world finals.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not that many SQ guys. And I love SQ. That's what I'm about. I build my truck. It's going to be SQ with a bunch of subs in it, right?
Let's call T-Fade out in here so everybody knows. Somebody tag T-Fade in here. SQ sucks. Even though I'm lying and I don't agree, but that'll get him going for sure.
Right.
I like to think of my build as a mullet. You know, they say business up front, party in the back. That's what I want. I want SQ front stage, and I want a fucking ton of subs in the back of it.
That's funny, yeah.
I want to be able to hear
music. I want it to sound good.
I want to be able to hear my mids, my highs, my tweets. I want that stage, but I also want that extreme bass back there where I can control it with the knob.
Exactly. Exactly.
I can sit there and I can turn that knob just to that point where it has just enough bass back there and I can hear my mids, my highs, my whole stage up front. And then for that one person that wants to hear extreme bass, I can just turn the knob up and just let it roll.
That's right. That's right. And the vast majority of us are, if you ever listen to an SQ car that is tuned completely flat to the ear, it's not that impressive. I mean, we want, if you're an audiophile, if you really like music, you want your bass to be louder than you do your front stage.
Right.
Or then you want it louder than it would normally be. And so there's a little bit of a contradiction there, but that's most people, you know what I mean? There's very few people that ride around listening to an SQ car as it would be set up for a competition.
Right. See, I like SQ cars because they make, a big bass build will take the hair off your head, but a SQ car will make the hair stand up all over your body.
It absolutely will.
I love it.
Yes. I like I don't know, like I said earlier, I like the just that fine line right in between. I don't want an SQ build, but I don't want a extreme full quality sound build either. I want just that little bit where I can go either way. I can turn that knob and make it go either way. And that's what I personally like myself.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and I'm the same way. And one of the reasons why is for me, music is a pretty emotional thing. So it can take you on a journey, and whichever direction or whichever emotion you want to experience, you can get there. And sometimes it's the symbols or it's the things that are happening on the front, what I call the front stage. Other times you just want to get your wig split, man. You just want it so loud and so much bass that you can you bang your head.
Absolutely.
And if you have a purely SPL oriented build that doesn't really have a good finale front stage, you seriously limit your options of music that you can get emotionally invested in.
Right. Yeah. Man, I can't wait to have my build up and going. I'm getting thirsty for it. It's been a couple of years I've been without it. And
Everybody's forgot that Billy actually has a vehicle.
right. And it's so close to getting done body wise. I'll be able to start on it soon. I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm feeling about the same way. I haven't really had anything since 2018 that was worth showing anybody. And, you know, I've got some stuff in my daily, but even the last show I had here, I usually put my truck in the lanes just to put it in the lanes. And I didn't even get to do that because I didn't even have subs in it. So I'm kind of missing that. I'm really looking forward to getting to the point where I can build my Blazer and have something to slip my wig.
I chased numbers for probably the last 5-6 years. I had a Nitro that my loudest number to date was 164.7. And I got to the point where I was bored with it. And I sold it to somebody else, and I bought a vehicle built. I bought a vehicle from one of my friends that actually built a complete demo vehicle. It's never been in the lanes, and that much of me really doesn't want to put it in the lanes because it's just, I can demo all day long and not hurt nothing. And I know the minute I put it in the lanes that I'm going to start turning shit up and I'm going to start breaking shit.
Right.
Yes, I like to compete, but the day that it ever becomes like, okay, I have to do this and I have to get to that certain show, I'm out.
I was there. I was there. Trust me, I was there.
Fun. Yeah, this is for fun. So if I build it and it's just a demo build, I'm still going to put it in the lanes, and whatever it does, it does.
I miss my
just because I got to go in and have some fun, you know.
Yeah.
I missed that van too, Pippin. My green minivan. I spent a lot of time and money in that silly van.
Well, I'm going to try and create a SQ vehicle that will make all the base heads chase my number. Bring it on. That's what I say.
What's the number?
I don't know what it'll be. I hadn't built it yet. But I'm going to build the back for a
132.
I'll get that. I'll get that. But I'm going to build the back for a number, and I'm going to build the front for SQ. But legit SQ, you know.
I have a number in mind for mine.
Yeah.
For my daily driver, and I'll have a sub where the glove box was, so that I can actually do SQ. But I want the truck to do a 50.
Yeah.
If I can drive something that will do a 50, then I can get my wig split enough to get that fix done. Right. And then I'll still have my sound quality front stage, so I can listen to Boston and Chicago and you know, all the old stuff that I really enjoy listening to, or I can listen to Metallica, 100%. Get my rock and roll, but still be able to put some hip hop in there and shake shit up. That's what I want.
Right.
Yeah.
And a 45 ain't gonna do it. It's got to be a 50. Doesn't have to be a 55. It's got to be a 50.
You know, 50 used to be a big deal.
It used to, absolutely. Know? When I used to go down to and watch Mama Gates and everybody down in Barter Hall, I mean, the numbers she was putting up back
at 60, didn't she?
Yeah, I think she just came out breathing the 60.
So. Yeah. Yeah. But I feel like I can build a sub enclosure and then maybe throw some grill cloth over it when I want to do SQ, and try to deaden some of the reverb and stuff from those subs, you know, and put a small subwoofer up my dash to do a sound stage up front.
Well, you know, Mike Flanagan built Trailblazer that he competed SQ and in SPL in Mecca, and he did very well in both.
Huh? He
really did.
I remember the vehicle, but I remember, was it 215s?
It was two, I think, X15 Sundown X's.
Yeah. And
man, that truck sounded so fucking good, man.
Yeah, it did sound beautiful. Good. He used linear power amplifiers, and I think they sound really good.
Yeah, all the LP stuff, but he had the Sundown subs, which a lot of SQ guys say, "Well, you can't make those things sound good." Well, Mike did.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Sure did.
But to me, I have a lot of respect for that because the guy went, he went in two different directions that a lot of people say you can't go.
See, that's what I'm gonna do too.
Yeah,
I'm doing like we used to do it in the '90s.
yes.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Everything that we built, we worried about how the front sounded.
How it sounded up front. The bass in the back was it was optional. We didn't care.
Everything was a part, and if whatever percentage it was that percentage, and it had to be there, or it wasn't done.
What was so awesome about that compared to what we have now is you could go to that show and you didn't know if you were going to win, lose, get first, second, or third. Now you can look at that number before you come to the lanes and know that you're going to beat it or no, you're not. You know, so it kind of takes away some of the excitement about it. But you don't know what judge is judging your vehicle back then. You didn't know what he liked, and you didn't know if you're going to win or not, and that was really fun.
Yeah, because there was a lot more looked at than just the meter.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Even in the SPL side of it. So I'm not going to be that guy and bitch and complain and say I wish things were like they were, because I'm really happy that I live in the time that I do.
Mm-hmm.
We got some cool technology these days, and I just want to bring the young guys to the sound quality side, not because I'm bitter about what I see today, but because there's so much there to enjoy.
They're missing a lot.
So much there to enjoy. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've done this actually some time ago, but I've already got the rule book writ. I've already got everything for SQ. I just don't have the people, and that's why it's just been sitting on hold. So once I get these 10 guys up and going, doing what we're doing, next year, once I get my feet under Base Wars gets grounded and I'm able to support them well, whatever, and I can step out and do an SQ show, then I will step out and do one and start it to grow in just the way I did the Base Wars.
Well, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. It'll be fun.
It'll be real fun. I'm interested to see the rule book.
Yeah, you've probably seen it before or real close to it. Right? It is really, really close to the old USAC rule book.
Okay.
In the early 90s, probably.
Well, that's good.
Wow. That's good. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And where are you going to? Do you have an idea of where you're going to roll this out?
No, I don't. I'll probably hit you up. I don't really have a plan. Just anyway, it doesn't really matter. I expect it to go just like I did with Base Wars, and probably would sit on parking lots by myself. Right. Know, when I first start, but that's what you got to do,
Well, I mean, if you've got an area where there's a decent concentration of potential competitors, I mean, that seemed like to me.
I don't know that area. I hadn't been around the guys that's in SQ right now.
Holler at Chief 8.
Yeah,
they'll probably give you a good idea where some concentration is.
Yeah. So I don't know where, but I mean, it'll be somewhere around here, because like I said, I'm not gonna ask Jordan to go do it, because I don't want to send Jordan somewhere and he go in a hole, gas money stuff being so the shows that I just don't expect much out of, I usually do, so it'll be me.
Right.
If I lose, I lose, but I wouldn't want to send Jimmy or anybody else to a show that I know I feel like they're going to lose,
I can't say that there hasn't been plenty of inquiring minds about it. There's been quite a few people up here in my area alone that's asked about it. And I've told them it's something that is in the works, but we're just not offering it right now.
Yeah, I don't have a network of judges. I looked at purchasing Mecca sometime 2 years ago, right? I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't get the money, but it's been purchased now, so that's no longer an option. But so I just had to do my own thing. But I've been busy growing what we have, but I've decided this year, hopefully this year is over, I'll have 10 judges and hopefully cover from around the center of the country over the East Coast. And then next year, after I can support them well, because y'all, we went from making 10 tag plates a week to 100. And now the place where I buy them, they won't even sell me all I need every week. I have to buy them in limited quantity. So that means I got to be real careful on what classes I print and, all that kind of stuff. And it's just a headache. So, but
Yeah.
next year, once I finish growing, then I'm just going to get my supply chain down. I'm going to spend my time making base horse solid. And once I get that done, then I already got everything ready for SQ. All I have to do is get in the truck and go. Hook the trailer up and go. And we got a different score sheet, So
You got quite a few people that's interested in it.
So do you figure you're going to do this in conjunction with an SPL show, or are you going to try to start out as a?
Not at first.
Right.
I wouldn't think so. But who knows? I mean, we do shows right now with Mecca where they have SQ and stuff, but it's pretty hard to judge a vehicle when you got thunder rolling in on you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's hard.
Yeah, I mean, and it's you either have to specify blocks of time for SPL and SQ, or you got to have a staff on hand.
Yeah, or just
take some time to do an SQ judge versus somebody rolling into the lanes and burping.
100%. But I mean, that reminds me of back in the early 90s, late 80s when they had all that. I don't think people understand that there's not that many people around that I would say truthfully know what a full front stage sounds like and what the correct time alignment sounds like. A lot of these people are used to really loud extreme doors that sound like garbage, and I'm just gonna throw it out right now. The stunt walls, all the loud doors, they sound like ass because they don't put the time and the effort into actually tuning it and tweaking it. All they care about is how loud it is.
Yeah, I have to hear those a lot, so I get it.
Yeah, and I will say that I've seen a couple of the big builds, the stunt wall type builds that were EQ'd well, that sound good, but the vast majority of them are the tonality is off.
It's terrible. I think the further you get away, I mean, that's just going to increase the distance between those frequencies, right? Those waves, so it's just going to sound worse. It's my opinion.
Well, when it comes to that, though, a lot of people don't actually understand what a true quality sound is. All they want is loud, 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 loud. They don't know the mids, the highs, all that is supposed to sound like.
There's a small group of SQ guys out there right now. Whether it ever comes back or not, I don't know, but I like it, and so that's why I want to do it. But I think those guys they're super technical, right? And that's why I think that in combination with clamp classes would go over well.
Well, and I mean, that's like, say, for instance, my vehicle outside right now. My doors can go up so much louder and be so much more obnoxious than they really are right now. But I haven't turned them up that loud because I want that nice, just clear, crisp sound coming out of it. I don't want that overpowering, screaming, burning my ears. I want to be able to.
That is something that to be said too. A lot of people, when they hear that first instance of distortion, they think that's what loud is. They think that means it's loud. They don't realize that they're frying their stuff.
Well, I can.
Sorry, that's a funny joke right there.
Being in a retailer, and talking to people and selling them bullet tweeters, it seems like endlessly.
Right.
So many of these guys, and this is not a knock on anybody, and I used to tell people this when I was in the home audio industry. You need a benchmark. you have to have a benchmark, and your benchmark is not the same as my benchmark, and very few of us have the same benchmark. I've been in a hotel room in Las Vegas with $100,000 worth of equipment that was nothing but a CD player, a preamp, an amplifier, and 2 speakers. And these people spent hours and hours and hours setting this stuff up at the CES show. So I've listened to this equipment. Then I would go out to my home theater customers, and they heard their buddy's Bose lifestyle system, and they think that's a good quality system. It's hard to say, well, that's garbage, because that's what they've heard, and that's all they've ever heard. So they think that sounds good. Right. And then you're also battling, if someone's benchmark is at that low level, it's what they're used to. Whether or not it's right or wrong is irrelevant. If that's what they're used to and that's what they like, then that's what they like. And
right. Right. It's up to them. That is the only drawback to SQ. You got to get judged by somebody that may not like what you like. So you have to keep this notebook handy, and you got to write down what that judge says, or keep your old score sheet or whatever, and know what that guy thinks about your system, and set it for that guy when you know that he's going to judge you again.
I always said that I would compete in SQ whenever they blindfolded the judge and put him in your vehicle without telling him whose it is, what it is, what it's a good idea.
Right.
That's the only way you can get close to objectivity in that sort of judging. Right. Because if you catch a guy that doesn't like the equipment you've got or doesn't like the car, I mean, there's so many different ways that it can be negatively influenced against the competitor. Right. And I don't like that. The one thing that's nice about the meter is the meter's the meter, man. It doesn't matter.
Right.
What you got. It's the number is there.
Right. Yeah, that is very, very nice.
Yeah. And so
right there.
The closest thing you can get to objectivity with an SQ situation is with an RTA.
Yeah.
You know, but even an RTA is not going to tell you how it sounds inside the car.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. I know the pros and cons to each, but it sure is a lot of fun. I ain't saying it ain't fun to want to punch that judge in the head when he gets out your car and tells you, your subs are too loud and you got them turned off.
Right.
They're not even on. I've been there, but I still gonna do it just because I like it.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. And listen to some stuff.
Just let it grow slow if it grows, and if it don't, then I'll just go run around the country and sit and listen to some SQ bills. And there's worse things, right?
That's right.
Yep.
But I don't know what you could do with your demo classes to maybe put a little bit more incentive for people to build something that actually sounds good. I see that. I mean, it's like spend some time EQing and
happen.
I've got the idea. I've got it. This is it right here. We'll put the SQ and the SPO shows together, and we'll have the SQ guys judge those demo classes.
There you go.
Right.
Wow.
You have security on premises, aren't you?
Everybody's gonna get one.
Yeah. They make sure there's an armed security guy there to keep these guys off each other.
I would like to disagree with you, Dean or D. That's not true, because we pick, or I know Billy does as well. I pick random judges out of the crowd. I will go and find somebody that's never heard a loud vehicle before. I will find that one person that's sitting over there in the very, very back and ask them to come be a judge.
I think he's talking about separating them so they're not all in the same class. Cone area.
Okay. Well, that makes a lot more sense, actually.
Yeah.
Where would you make that delineation, though?
Huh?
Where would you make that? Are you talking about stunt walls and that sort of thing, right?
No. He's talking about the demo classes like we got, we used to have somebody sitting there and hold the sensor.
Yeah.
Yeah, those, but they're separated by frequency, but still somebody can come with 500 watts and play in that class, and then somebody can come with 1,000,000 watts and 2015s and play in that class too.
But
That's
it's
what
not a metered class, right? It's not.
It
a
is a
metered
meter.
class.
It is metered. Yeah, it
It
is
is
metered.
metered.
It is
Yeah.
metered.
But is the meter the only?
Yeah.
Well, and they have to stay in a certain hertz
Frequency
That-
range.
frequency.
But that still don't top somebody 112 from entering the same class as 2015s, and it's not exactly fair. And I did plan to separate them by culinary and all that stuff, but they got to grow first. I mean, we don't. You get 2 or 3 in each class, and that ain't enough to separate it. But if it does get to that point, I already have it mapped out to separate them.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was thinking of classes where you had crowd judging.
Yeah, crowd loud. Yeah,
You're talking about crowd judging.
yeah. Well, that one is also not separated by power.
Yeah.
But if those classes grow, we'd separate them out. But
Well, yeah,
right
you
now,
got to be populated first.
we get an average of 2 or 3 maybe per class. Sometimes that twister class gets 5, 6, 7. But
Yeah. And if you split that up, then you just got guys in there buying trophies.
honestly, most of the time, that is what goes on.
Right.
Everybody walks up,
that a
they're
lot.
like, "Oh, what can I enter that I can get me a win?"
Oh, I've seen them standing around the table up there looking at the score, going, "What class?"
Yeah.
At the very end,
Right.
Let me enter these 3 classes real quick.
But
Yeah.
we love them guys, though.
Yeah, hey, they're spending their money, man. That's what it's all about.
Mhm.
Absolutely. I mean, I've said it, 1,000 times, and I'm sure Billy has. We're doing this. We're not trying to get rich off of it. We're not trying to quit our normal jobs.
Don't let him mislead you. I would be okay if I somehow made $1 billion next year.
Right. I hope you do.
Pay me, I'm good, right?
I hope you get rich, Billy.
Right?
You
we
deserve
do
it.
this because we love the sport and we
Yeah,
love
but
what
that's
we're doing.
why we do it. Yeah, that's why.
I mean, since the money's gone from this industry, basically the only ones of us left are the ones that love it. I mean, we really are.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
It's tough to get in this game now and get rich. It just is hard.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a lot of fun, man. I miss my build more and more every week, man. I can't wait. I'd actually been looking for me like an older model little Prelude to put my 1212s in, but I never found one. Now I'm about to start on my truck, so it won't matter.
We would love to see you back in the lanes again, Pippin.
Right? That's what I told Jimmy and them. They were like, "Man, can I still run?" I'm like, "Yeah." I told them, put the loudest mouth dude you got in front of that meter. So, the guy that will tell all, and just let him do it, and let him start you or whatever, and that way people will know there ain't nothing shady. Because, like you say, it's a meter. It's a number. It's there or it ain't there.
Lie unless you go in there and edit the scores, which you can do, but you can't lie.
Right.
No.
Somebody gonna know what you did.
Yeah, somebody's gonna be watching that monitor, and it's gonna go
Right.
from a 150 to a 170. They're gonna be like, "What the hell?"
Right. Hopefully I can figure out a way to get us all to where we can record the shows the way I do, and then we'll have them all on video. That'd be cool.
I had mine actually with me on Saturday, but I never even turned it on.
Yeah. It's a little bit of a challenge to get it right. There's several programs you got to have to make it work. Like I made it work. So,
Well, it's
a
hard
lot
because
to
you
do.
got to have good internet service wherever you're at.
No. I don't mean broadcast it. I just mean record it.
Oh,
Because that last one, what I did is I recorded 5 hours of show, and I went and chopped out all the dead space, and made us a 10-minute show, I think, and you could just see everybody's runs, and really didn't get much traction. I probably shouldn't do it, but
absolutely.
I'll try it a few more times.
So you're recording the
The
meter?
runs. Sorta. I record both. I put the I put a webcam up on the edge of the tent, facing down, facing at the cars, and then
Me too.
I actually record the monitor that's up above that everybody sees. I record that and put it on the superimpose it on that screen. So when when I finish with it, when you watch the guy run, you can see the monitor there right there on the video.
That's pretty cool.
But it takes a little doing, and it takes some time. You know,
are you posting those up for people to go?
I posted the last one up. It took me a long time to do it, and it got like 2 likes. So I'm not sure I'll keep doing it, but probably will sometimes. Maybe just at the bigger shows or something like that. But we'll just have to see. And the more I do it, the quicker I'll get at it too. So.
Oh yeah.
Like that video I did on your shop right there. That thing probably took me 30 minutes today. You know, that's way quicker than normal for me.
I don't think so, Eric. Not this weekend. I'm going to wait until March when our new season starts. Then I will get in the lanes. It's not going to be that impressive, so it really doesn't matter.
Right.
I'm hoping for a 58.
Yeah.
Well, it's all about the fun.
That's right.
That's
yeah.
To me, it's just enjoyable.
Absolutely.
When I go in there, and we have a show here, and I put my truck in there, I know it's not going. It's just not going.
Right. But it sure is fun.
It's just fun to roll up there and do it, man. Just go through the motions, you know.
Yeah.
Well, you know, and that's, I don't know. I had a lot of fun for the last 4 or 5 shows that I went to with my vehicle, just sitting and playing all weekend long.
Yeah.
It's not turned up nowhere near as far as it could go, but I could play all weekend and not worry about hurting something.
Yeah.
And it's fun like that, you know. Yes, I could turn it up. Yes, I could make it louder, but I don't want to. I really don't want to. That's the whole reason. You know, I've had that vehicle now since June. And I can honestly tell you I have not put a meter in it. And I don't care. I really don't. Because I know the minute I put the meter in there, it's going to piss me off or hurt my feelings, and I'm going to turn everything up. And once I start turning everything up, I'm going to start breaking shit.
Well,
really, Kirby, stop.
What did he get? They said they metered it last year.
Oh, that was last year. I didn't even turn it up, actually. It was funny. That was a different build, though.
Oh, I thought he was talking about yours when the other guy had it.
Yes. When the other guy had it last year at Estiology, I needed points, and I didn't have my vehicle. So I went and hopped in my new vehicle now and just kind of went in there and played it. I think it was like a 58.
I got you. Huh.
But we never turned it up because he didn't want to break the windshield.
Right.
I had it and broke the windshield because I turned it up.
Dang. So I know I asked you this earlier, Brandon, but did you say you went from 4,000 feet to 18,000?
Yes, sir.
So it seems like I could build me a little apartment in there somewhere.
Probably so.
That's a lot of space, man.
Really, Kirby?
Wow.
But we needed a move, and this shop was really like 0.4 of a mile from the old shop.
Gotcha.
So it worked out good.
That's a lot of space, man.
But you know what shocked me is how full this thing was once we moved the old shop. It's like
it's hard.
All this shit.
And you threw a lot away.
We did. We didn't throw nearly as much as we wanted to away, but we got some of it.
Yeah.
We'll get to some more of it, but this shop is going to be so much easier to organize, man. It's just
Great time.
For those of you that don't know, when I told you at one point in time that I had went and got some baskets, I went to Shreveport there and got some baskets to finish you guys' trophies because we hadn't got the kicker ones. And I went over there and got some baskets. So Brandon is who I got those baskets from. Now, I eventually did get the ones from Kicker, so I didn't use those, but I at least threw them away for him.
Yeah, I got rid of them for me.
Right.
I had quite a collection of them. And we threw some more away when we moved and tried to slim it down to just saving I used to save everything. Like somebody wants, somebody will need it, but so much of that stuff that just nobody wants. Even it's funny, the bigger subs, there's just not that many people have interest in building them. I used to, I just don't have time.
Yeah. Now, hey, let me ask you something. If you don't want to talk about this, just tell me. Scar, you sell a lot of Scar, right?
Yeah, I used to. I don't sell quite as much anymore, but
Uh,
I
and
used to be one of their biggest dealers.
and why is that? And the only reason I'm getting out is I talked to somebody else, and they said that Scar started selling against their dealers. Is that right or wrong, or something like that happened?
I don't quite understand that.
I believe I heard them say that Scar sold their speakers online for themselves
They
cheaper than
underbid
their
the deal.
dealers could sell them.
Yes.
Or could,
No,
no, that wasn't true. Oh, okay.
their margins have gotten really slim. A lot slimmer than they were back in 2013 when I first started selling the product.
Gotcha.
They run Black Friday specials and whatnot where their base packages, you can buy them for the same price as they cost me.
Right.
But he's moving this company into a niche that he wants it in, and I can't fault the guy. He's making a lot of money. But they have definitely made it a bit more difficult to be a dealer.
Yeah, okay.
And I sell the product because people come in and ask for it.
Yeah.
You hear a lot of stuff. A lot of people say this, that, and the other thing.
Yeah.
Over the time that I've had it, I've always had good support from them if I had a warranty claim, and I just really haven't had a lot of problems.
Yeah. Now, what have you been selling since you haven't? If you've not been selling much of them, I mean, what'd you replace it with?
My thing is, I think my main line is DB Drive.
DB Drive.
Yeah, and I run DB Drive in my own vehicle on my substage. I run my rail in the front, but DB Drive is a good product, man. They got some.
Yeah, I don't know much about them.
Subs.
100%.
And they have a pretty wide variety of products, from marine stuff to weight tower speakers and just a lot of stuff. Where Scar is more of a, they got a little bit of stuff from marine, but not much. Their main thing is SPL guys.
Scarbage. I mean, I didn't say that.
my biggest seller is DB Drive because it's what I push, because it's what I like. I'm also a DB Drive Euphoria dealer, which is their SQ line, and it's a little bit better product. The subs are a little bit better specs if you're trying to build a real musical setup. But they don't build any super big stuff in Euphoria line. And they have you're talking about stump walls, they got a line of PA stuff right now that will blow your mind. The stuff is amazing. Sounds good, and it's crazy loud.
I get to deal with beer-based mafia down here. I don't know if you know who they are, but they're huge in DB Drive. That's all they run, and very nasty.
Yeah,
very nasty.
And if anybody knows anything about SPL, is going to be familiar with DB's 7500. They're A7 Okur amps that they've been making for 20 years. Bro, you can just about weld a fence up with that amplifier and not hurt it. They are bulletproof, solid,
Dang,
and crazy strong amps.
I have quite a few of my competitors that actually run that, so I definitely understand, and friends.
When I had the last iteration of my white Dodge truck, I had two 7500s in it. I was on 12-volt lead acid electrical system, and I had my amps wired at a quarter ohm. And on a 40 hertz burst with the impedance rising to around 1.5 ohms. The amps, I was getting 10,000 watts each out of the amps with voltage at 12.2.
Jason Lucas, one of my friends down there, I believe, he's on Team DB or on DB Drive there. And yeah, he's running two of the 5Ks. And he did 62.24. Sorry.
24, yeah. They're great amps, man. They really are. And
he's actually running the class right now. I could say that. I believe it's isn't it Monster? Am I wrong by that? I believe it's Monster class right now. that Jason is running, and yeah.
Well, I've been with them, like I say, since I think right later in 2013 is whenever I picked up DB Drive, and I've had the line ever since. As soon as they came out with Euphoria, I became a Euphoria dealer, and I've had a lot of success with it, man. It's good stuff.
It is.
Good stuff. It sounds good. It gets loud. You know, whatever you need it to do.
It's a great
I've done
company.
some serious SQ bills with the Euphoria stuff that sounded amazing. It sounded really good.
Matt Baker has a rule book.
I was responding.
That rule book, it just cracks me up.
We do have a rule in it.
There's like 2 rules in that
Is
book.
it 2? I thought it was just 1.
Well, it may be 1. You're right.
Is that really a rule or is that a procedure? No, that's a rule.
I don't know. That kind of lies in that funny gray area right there. I think it's more.
I finally did a rule book, Brandon. Everybody want a rule book.
Right.
Pippin, if you actually go watch
it as much as I could, but you can't make a book out of 1 sentence.
If you watch Base Wars live, you'll be able to see all the comments.
Yeah, I'm not seeing comments.
Are you on a computer, Brandon?
I are.
If you look in the upper right over there, I think you'll see comments.
Yes, sir. Click on it.
There's several gray icons over there.
Well, and okay, I guess I just wasn't paying attention. I see it, man. It was on private chat.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I probably should turn those off because now I'll be distracted.
Right. Well, that's why you catch us looking off to see who's got questions or whatnot.
Right.
Yeah. But man, that's cool that you got that shop over there. Your the showroom looks to be about 20 times as big.
It's a lot bigger. I think my old showroom is around maybe 700 square feet.
Yeah.
This one is 2,000 square feet.
Right.
And
that showroom had an office in it too, didn't it?
Well, yeah, my wife actually over there in the corner of that showroom,
right.
Her office.
Yeah. It was little, and so that big place, man, that place looks huge.
Yeah, this building was actually built as a car dealership.
Yeah.
Back, I think in the 50s, mid to late 50s.
Yeah.
So it's just, it works out really good for us. It's
heard that.
If we grow into it and get it organized, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet you will. You always fill up what space you got.
Yes, sir, Donnie. They will all be at the shop unless we get to a point where we've got some shows that are too big for it. Because I've got a great parking lot and it's pretty big, but it's conceivable that we could outgrow it.
Yeah.
So if we had a big event, then I'll probably go ahead and go back to the fairgrounds. But man, this show that we had, this last one, we did not get one complaint from the neighborhood. We actually had the people that lived the closest to us came by walking their dog a couple days ago, and he remarked how the base cars were shaking his house, and he said, "Man, I really like that. That was cool." So we got good neighbors here now. We didn't have some good neighbors over at the other shop. We had some problems over there.
Yeah,
I think we're gonna have them
confused anyway, sir.
Man.
Yes, Boom Timber is this weekend.
Yeah, I wish I could come. I don't know if I can swing it. It's supposed to be in Florida. Trying to work on something right now, but Jordan wants me in Shreveport too. So Jordan, that Shreveport show, it's a lot of people and he's by himself. So it's tough to run 80 people, by yourself. And this is a night show, so it's going to be a shorter one. So,
well, we're going to do a nice little 2-day show this weekend down at the Icky Nickel in Sioux City, Iowa, is where we're going to be. And it's going to be a Saturday, Sunday show. But I'm going to do something a little different this time, and I want to promote the lit class that we have
Yeah.
because we don't get very many entries in that lit class. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take entries during the day, Saturday, for all you people that have all the nice lights, all your stunt walls, everything that's lit up. Let's try to light the area up Saturday night and see what we can do.
That would be cool.
The
We
night
did it Brandon's show one time.
I
those,
did-
those,
We did
man,
a
that's
night show
awesome.
there at the fairgrounds. Yeah.
Yeah.
We did it a couple times, but most of my shows are during the day, so it's really hard for anybody to enter in that class. But I would like to actually get some people to enter in the light show, the lit class. Sorry.
I don't know, Colby. I'm trying to. I'm scheduled to be in Florida, and but I'm trying to work on a way to maybe be able to come there. It's all up in the air right now. I've got we got Robert Diaz down in Florida, but his tent hasn't come in yet, so he got to have a tent. So I planned on doing the show and leaving the tent there, right? So I pay for my gas money on the way down there and
Yes,
back.
sir.
But still no tents. Still no tents showed up.
Yeah.
So,
It's the whole shipping, as we all know.
yeah, they ordered, but so
Right now, the way everything's going, man, you don't know what you're gonna get when you order something. Everybody is delayed and back ordered.
well,
I don't care what it is.
Exactly.
I'll tell you this too. The company they got the tents are very good, but the company they just ain't all that. You know, I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That summed it up. Yeah.
It ain't a supply problem.
Right. It may be a little bit now, but that just accentuated. You know,
Both, Dan.
I ordered a extra leg for my tent because we bent some time ago when I set it up during the hurricane, right? Because we don't cancel shows, right? I set up during a hurricane. How stupid was that? And I bent one of the poles on the tent, and so I ordered me another pole. It just never came, so never showed up. Yeah, well, it's supposed to be coming. So, man, I'll not even tell this in case they're watching. But so I ordered a tent, and the tent came, and then a couple days later, another frame came. A whole nother frame. See, they ship you the frame and the hardware in one box, and the top and the pretty stuff comes from China, right? So I didn't really call them and complain about not getting my bent pole because I got a whole nother frame. And then the last time we just ordered 3 tents, and I told them, I said, I'm going to call the credit card company and back this up if you don't send me my legs for the tent, because we bent one at Slamology, and so I needed to fix that one. And they're supposed to lifetime warranty. It ain't like I'm begging for something that they're not supposed to give me. It's a lifetime warranty. So, but anyway, so now I got some legs down there sitting in stock. But yeah, they're not all that.
They seem to be pretty nice.
The tents are nice. I'd have gone through 1 million of those little regular ones by now.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not like a lot of people, man. A lot of people buy them; they're fine, but they don't put them up every weekend, 2-3 times a weekend. They don't transport them around every weekend. You know, they just not that often for the regular people.
Yeah, y'all work those things out pretty good.
We're working on that, Steve.
Yeah. I thought we were in like Jen, but I don't think we are. So I don't know. I don't have much hope for it, but I'm going to send them a proposal and we'll see.
I thought last year we had it, but things happened and COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's had the COVID thing has had a huge effect on car shows in general. I mean, it's been
Yeah.
Thank you, Jason. I appreciate that.
Right. But he only did because mine wasn't there.
Yeah, I know with that. Oh, don't even get me started, Billy.
Right.
Hey, I noticed there's quite a few more rips up on my top this weekend.
Right.
I noticed that. We
Yeah.
need to do something about that. I need a new top.
If it rips bad enough, I got that 4-year-old one down there that you can use. It's got some rips too, but
No, sir. I think I think this is what my third year actually. I think this is my third year. I think I'm ready for a new tent, sir. I just
Right.
need the top. My poles are fine. I just need the new
just
topper.
need a new top, right? Yeah. Heard that. Well, cool. Well, Brandon, I appreciate you joining us tonight, man.
Thank you very much.
Hey, man, I had a good time.
Yeah, I look forward to getting over there and checking out the shop.
Well, I look forward to being on, and maybe next time I can come on, I'll be in my office instead of in a closet.
Right.
It happens.
I'm trying to build an office for myself, so I'm in a little room right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the place looks really nice, man. I can't wait to get over there. When I walked in your other place, I was like, my God, there ain't room to work in here. Right. Now there was I don't know, probably a 200 square foot table saw there.
Yeah.
With router tables and all that stuff. I mean, this
Nice.
Sungun is huge.
Wow.
It's a lot of the, it's a table saw with tables all around it. It was a work area, that's for sure.
The new fab shop is going to a fab area. The old one was only really about 20 by 30 of floor space, maybe 20 by 40.
Yeah.
The new one is going to be about 25 by 100.
Right.
So we'll have more saws, and hopefully we'll get some automation in there too. Get some sheet cutting stuff, so we don't have to cut everything ourselves.
Man, let me tell you something.
Absolutely.
So Keith Payne, he was in the chat earlier. I've used his some, and I haven't used Eddie's over at UAF, but he's got one too, and he cut some of the stuff for our awards too, right?
Right.
But man, it is so nice to be able to set that thing on go, and you cut out the female and the male part, and they're perfect.
Yeah.
They're perfect. Every time they're perfect. And I mean, if I were in your position, I'd buy one I'd do on my own prefab boxes and all that stuff. I mean, I know you can get those cheap and it might not be worth the time, but maybe it would.
Well, it may be foolish, but I've tried prefab boxes and I haven't had much luck with them. I would like to be able to automate and build some of my own prefabs, because we build them by our
that's what I mean. When you can set that thing to go and walk away and finish covering your console while that thing's cutting out.
Exactly. And my whole deal is, I mean, there's some okay prefabs out there for people to sell in shops, but the quality of the product to me is it is not what I want to turn out. I'm kind of known for building good boxes, and I don't like sitting
right. Well, that's what I'm saying. When you could sit it to cutting out a box and put it together, and then bam, you got one that fits between the wheel wells in a Tahoe sitting on your floor, and then when somebody wants it, well, there's a good box for them, and they've got speakers in it. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to buy that from somebody else. But you still got to do the work to put it together. But
you got to build it. Yeah, you got to assemble it. But I mean, getting the stuff cut that's a big part of it. Although the main goal for me with automation is being able to do etching and plexiglass and stuff like that. Really more on a smaller scale for trim outs. Because I just don't sell a lot of quote unquote prefab style installs. And gotcha. doing custom stuff to be able to make my custom stuff look better is where I'm going to start.
Yeah.
If I had any sense, I'd probably start building prefab so I can make a bunch of money, and then I can buy whatever I wanted to.
Right. Right. Yeah. Well, cool. Well, all righty, sir. Well, we are going to wrap up for this evening because I'm hungry. Bill looks like he ate a lot for supper. Yeah,
Bill hasn't ate supper yet.
that's
None of
what
us
Bill's
have.
fixing. Bill's fixing to go cook some supper.
There
Yes,
you go.
Right? We hungry.
we're hungry in here.
Yeah. So, but anyway, Brandon, man, hey, come back anytime you want to, man. We appreciate you
Billy. I'll try to
coming
get
on.
back soon because
Yeah.
I'll say I enjoy visiting with you.
100%. We appreciate you tonight.
Yeah, I'll get over and check your shop out soon.
Yeah, come on, see us.
All right, man.
We'll
We'll talk to you later.
Let's do a big show. Maybe we get some SQ stuff going here.
Yeah, we will.
I'm all about
I
that,
guarantee
man. And I got two
Yeah.
guys that
We
I can
will.
think of right now that would be right in the middle of that. So
Yeah, well,
let's get it done.
in all actuality, I do literally expect it to be a year, but it's ready. I'm just not ready.
Right. Well,
You know, I've been
when the time
sitting in-
comes, you know.
Yeah, yeah, I'm just busy, but it'll get better.
Bad timing can kill a good idea. So this,
Right, right.
everybody wants it, but you know, you'll know when it's time,
That's right. That's right.
and you will definitely have our support.
Well, cool. I appreciate it, man.
You bet, man.
All right, we'll see you soon.
All right, take care, guys.
All right, bye bye. All right, fellas. I appreciate everybody hanging with us tonight. We still got 20 people. That's a record for us.
Yes, sir. We appreciate it for sure.
We're going to need somebody to start paying us to be on this television show, right? Think we'll ever get there?
No.
We can maybe get us a sponsor for it.
Well, maybe. We'll have Pippin come on our show more often. He'll get everybody to come
Can you
here.
get us a sponsor? Maybe we get Pippin on here next week. Do we have somebody next week, right?
Yeah, we're gonna have Luch.
Luch? Yeah.
Luciano from wow. It's like on the tip of my tongue. I'm sorry.
I've got the T-shirt, man.
Yeah. It's he's opening up a brand new store, a whole brand new place.
So like a brick and mortar?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. He bought a brand new shop. He bought it instead of renting somewhere, and it's going to be actually pretty nice.
That's pretty awesome.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can get Pippin on the weekend after that.
Possibly.
Right.
Pippin's always welcome on our show. Yes, it's
Right.
untouchable sounds, Pippin. We know that. Everybody knows that. Everybody that knows Luch, it's untouchable sounds.
Right. Yeah, he came by me at Scraping the Coast, man. Give me a T-shirt, man.
He's a good guy.
It's a good T-shirt, too. I wear it pretty regular because it's real comfortable.
Oh, I do too. It's soft.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, we appreciate everybody. Thank you guys for watching us tonight and hanging out. I think we've way pushed our limit. So,
Well, we haven't really pushed our limit, but I'm hungry. So, right? All right. See you guys next week.